Hare Krishna. So, welcome to all the devotees to our Bhakti Sastri discussion.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, I'm very happy that finally today I could make it. Yeah. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhuttale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swavadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yutapadakamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavam Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Shahagara Raghunatam Vitam Sajivam Sadvaitam Shavadutam Varijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Kansahagarna Lalita Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamani Vancha Kalpataru Vyacha Kripa Sindhu Vyacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasari Gauravamtari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. So, welcome back to our discussion. Today we will continue the chapter 15 of the Bhagavad Gita. So, just quick flashback what we have discussed in the beginning of chapter 15. How it is described that the material world is like the aswata, the banyan tree. But what kind of banyan tree? The one which is upside down. Urdhva mulam adha sarkam. The root is up and the branch is going down. So this aswata is actually the perverted reflection of the real tree, which is the spiritual world. Yes, and Krishna explained to Arjuna, how can we get free from the entanglement of this aswata tree, of this banyan tree material world? So he explained through detachment and surrender. But of course, as we have discussed in the chapter 6 of the Bhagavad Gita, Srila Prabhupada clearly explained that unless we are engaged in the service of the Lord, then we cannot become attached to Krishna. So if we cannot become attached to Krishna, then detachment will be problematic. So for those who are constantly engaged in devotional service of the Lord, detachment will come automatically. Vasudevi Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojitaha Janaya Tyasu Vairagyam Jnanam Chayadaha. Srimad Bhagavatam also confirmed the same, that those who are engaged in the service of Lord Vasudeva, there are two things happening. Janaya Tyasu Vairagyam. Vairagya, detachment, and Jnanam Cha, and also knowledge. Yes. In the chapter 14, Lord Krishna already glorified in the beginning of chapter 14 the importance of transcendental knowledge. So both detachment and transcendental knowledge will manifest automatically as we are progressing in Krishna consciousness. And then later on, Lord Krishna explained about the transmigration of the spirit soul. So today we will start from text number 12 of chapter 15. Okay, chapter 15. So from text 12 to 15, we will discuss Krishna as maintainer, both on the personal level and also on the cosmic level. Yes. And then text 16 to 18, it will be discussing about the summary of the Vedanta Sutra. And then the last part of the chapter 15, explaining about knowing Krishna means knowing everything. Okay, actually this is in chapter 19, and then text number 19. Text number 20, it's actually a Shruti form. Yeah, the result of hearing or studying this chapter. Okay. So text number 12, Krishna as maintainer. Yeah. So this is on the cosmos level. Yes. The splendor of the sun, which dissipates the darkness of this whole world, comes from me, and the splendor of the moon and the splendor of the fire are also from me. So this is how Krishna maintains us. Yeah. By supplying the sunlight, moonlight, and also fire. Yeah. Srila Prabhupada explained, with the rise of the sun, the activities of human beings are set up. They set fire to prepare the foodstuff. They set fire to start the factories, etc. So many things are done with the help of fire. Therefore, sunrise, fire, and moonlight are so pleasing to the living entities. Without their help, no living entity can live. So, if one can understand that the light and the splendor of the sun, moon, and fire are emanating from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, then one's Krishna consciousness will begin. Without his mercy, there cannot be sun. Without his mercy, there cannot be moon. And without his mercy, there cannot be fire. And without the help of the sun, moon, and fire, no one can live. These are some thought to provoke Krishna consciousness in the conditioned soul. Yes? So obviously, we are very much depending on sun. Yes. Fire. But what about moon? How do we depending so much on the moon? Anybody would like to give some thought on this?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Ramesh Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Yes.
The taste of the vegetables, the fruits, etc., is because of the moon light only.
Right. Yes. Thank you. Yes. So I was thinking, like, when I was a kid, like, what is the importance of moon? Why, like, if the moon is not existing, what's the big deal? But from the Bhagavad Gita, yeah, in this very chapter, it will be explained that actually from the moon, yeah, all the taste of the vegetables and the fruits, yeah, are given. So without the moonlight, so the vegetables and the vegetation will become tasteless. Yeah, you can see actually one of our devotees here in Mayapur is from Ukraine. So he was doing some research. He was growing lettuce inside his house, and also he was growing one in his balcony. Yeah, so both are growing, but the one which grows inside the house without exposure to the sun and the moon, that's like completely tasteless. Yeah, it's completely tasteless. So he was proving this verse like that, he told me this is actually true. Yeah, just small example like lettuce, growing lettuce. Yeah, so that's how the sun and moon and fire, yeah, taking great role in our life. So, and the source is Krishna. So in this way, Krishna is our maintainer on the cosmic level. Yeah. Krishna. Text number 13. I enter into each planet, and by my energy, they stay in orbit. I become moon and thereby supply the juice of life to vegetables. Yeah, all these planets are floating in space. And this is due to the entrance of the supreme energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. His energy is sustaining each planet. Just like a handful of dust, if someone holds a handful of dust, there is no possibility of the dust falling. But if one throws it in the air, it will fall down. Similarly, these planets, which are floating in the air, are actually held in the face of the universal form of the Supreme Lord. Yes. So what is known as gravity? Yes, that's actually none other than Krishna's energy. Yeah, the scientists giving a lot of study about gravity. Yeah, but it's so amazing that all this planet, if we just think about it, how it is moving, without bumping to one another. Yeah, it's all Krishna's energy. There is like a string, invisible string, then hanging all these planets. And this is Krishna's energy. Yeah, and Krishna becomes the moon. Yeah, Krishna entered the planets, each planet. Yeah, first he entered into each universe. Yes, by becoming the Garbhodakasaya Vishnu. Yes. So it is described that Garbhodakasaya Vishnu is the soul of the universe. And okay, that's text number 13. I think this verse is pretty clear. Okay, so Krishna enters into each planet and Krishna becomes moon. Yes, so if we see moon, then it is Krishna. Text number 14. I am the fire of digestion in the bodies of all living entities, and I join with the air of life, outgoing and incoming, to digest the four kinds of foodstuffs. Prabhupada explained, therefore, now here, from this text number 14, Krishna is the maintainer on the personal level. Okay, text 12 and 13, Krishna maintains us on the cosmic level, but here is on the personal level. Yes. Therefore, since he is helping the digestion of all kinds of good stuff, the living entity is not independent in eating process. Unless the Supreme Lord helps him in digesting, and there is no possibility of eating. He thus produces and digests good stuff. And by his grace, we are enjoying life. In the Vedanta Sutra, this is also confirmed. Sabda dibyo da paristanacha. The Lord is situated within sound and within the body, within the air, and even within the stomach as the digestive force. There are four kinds of foodstuffs. Some are drunk, some are chewed, some are licked up, and some are sucked. And he is the digestive force of all of them. Yes. So this is personal. Yeah, Krishna becomes the digestion fire. Chanakya Pandit mentioned that there are two types of people who are always in miseries. Yes. The first one is that one who has debt, one who is indebted, borrowing money in the bank or from somebody else. The second one is that one who has digestion fire problem. Yeah, doesn't matter any nice food stuff, If you already have the digestion problem, then you can't enjoy life. Then what is the use of earning $1 million a month? Let's say like that. Still, you cannot enjoy food, So that digestion fire is Krishna. Yeah. Okay, Bhupalaka Govinda Prabhu, any comments?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Nice to see you again, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
By your prayers.
Yes.
Yes,
Prabhuji, just now you mentioned that Krishna is the fire of digestion.
Yes.
So without his grace, nothing we can eat or we can digest.
Right.
But in this case, what to say of non-vegetarians, those who are eating meat and other things? So how are they? How are we to understand what happens to them?
What did you mean? What happens to them?
Like, how is the fire of digestion? We know the Lord. We pray to the Lord, and we are devotees. Like,
yes,
we think like that. So we are able to digest the food.
Yeah.
But how Krishna helps them also, Prabhuji?
Okay. Yes. Nice question. Yeah, it doesn't matter you are vegetarian or you are meat eater. Krishna will help. Yeah, because he's the digestion fire. Krishna does not discriminate. Yeah. So Krishna will help even though the meat eater. Yeah, still Krishna will help to digest whatever food that they eat. So that's actually the manifestation of Krishna's love to the jivas. Yeah. In order to the jivas becoming happy, in order for the jivas exhibit their desire of enjoying within this material world, although sometimes separately from Krishna. And that's actually need to be understood that how Krishna is the real Sivridam Sarvabhutana. Yes. But of course, there is consequences of all this. Yeah. Then Krishna understand, okay, this guy likes to eat meat. Then in the next life, he will become the animals that love to eat meat, yeah, like a tiger, like a lion, and so on and so forth. So Krishna will help. What to speak of Krishna is becoming digestion fire. Even he will accompany the soul who gets the body of a worm in the stool. That's how he is Sridham Sarvabhutana. Yes. So why not? Yes. Or you have any argument on this? Like, oh, how Krishna is helping these sinners. Yes. Well, that's how he maintains his creation. Yes. And there will be consequences out of this.
So,
Okay.
Prabhuji, the point to understand here is
Mm.
Krishna loves his devotees more than the others. So it is our reciprocation towards Krishna that Krishna reciprocates to us.
You see, like as Krishna mentioned in the 9th chapter, yeah, Samoham Sarva Bhutesu Namin Vestastina Priyaha. Krishna says, I don't love anyone, nor do I hate anyone. So he's equal. But ye bhajanti tumam bhaktyan, mayi tete suchamyaha. So, but for the devotees, Krishna more inclined. Okay. So in the matter of especially digesting the food, yes, Krishna will help all the living entities, whether they are devotees or not. Krishna will help because Krishna is equal to all the living entities. Yeah. But of course, for the devotees, Krishna is more inclined. And there is reciprocation in this. Yes, there is reciprocation. We understand, we can feel that, yes, the taste of water is Krishna. Okay, the smells of the earth is Krishna. Yeah, the digestion fire is Krishna. So we as devotees, we can understand this and we can appreciate Krishna's energy. Yeah, but in the terms of maintaining all the living entities, he has to maintain. Like for example, you have 10 sons now or 10 children. Yes. So when it comes to the matter of maintaining your children, you must provide food. You have to maintain all of them without any discrimination. But for those children who are more obedient to you, then you become inclined naturally. Yes. But when it comes to the matter of maintaining, so you have to maintain your children. So Krishna also like that, whether the jiva becomes devotee or not. So he will maintain them, helping them, becoming their digestive fire. Yeah. In order to them for continuing their life. But toward the devotees, yes, Krishna is much more inclined. Just like how parents much more inclined toward those who are obedient kids. It's natural. Prabhupada explained it is not partiality. It's just natural. But as parents, you will love your kids. Doesn't matter how they are. Yes. So because Krishna
Yes,
is
Prabhuji.
equal, yeah, to all living entities. Okay.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Okay, very good question. And then here, text 15. Yes, Krishna becomes the Parma. It's very famous verse. Yeah. Sarvasya Jaham Hridisani Vistam. I'm seated in everyone's heart. From me comes remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. By all the Vedas, I am to be known. Indeed, I am the compiler of the Vedanta, and I am the knower of the Vedas. Yeah, Vedanta, great Veda, Vedanta. The Supreme Lord is situated as Paramatma in everyone's heart, and it is for him that all activities are initiated. The living entity forgets everything in his past life, but he has to act according to the direction of the Supreme Lord, who is witness to all his work. Therefore, he begins his work according to his past deeds. The acquired knowledge is applied to him, and remembrance is given to him, and he forgets. Also, about his past life. Thus, the Lord is not only all pervading, he is also localized in every individual heart. He awards the different fruitive result. Yes, this is a classic verse from the Bhagavad Gita. Yeah, so Mata Smritir Jnanam Apohanam Cha. Not only remembrance and knowledge, but also forgetfulness. Now, this is forgetfulness is very important. Sometimes we curse ourselves that have you ever forgetting putting something, let's say like a key, oh, you become mad, like, where did I put my key? Krishna, please help. Like, but I was told by one devotee, if you missing something, you just pray to Hanuman, you chant his name, Hanuman, Hanuman, Hanuman. Hanuman will help you to find whatever you miss. And most of the time it works, really. Yeah. At least for me. Yeah. So sometimes we feel that why this forgetfulness, forgetfulness. Even the jivas are allowed to forget Krishna. Krishna sanctioned them. Yeah. Otherwise, forgetfulness is very important. Otherwise, we can't really enjoy our life. Yeah. Prabhupada gave a very famous example that, for example, if someone is a prime minister, and suddenly now in the next life he becomes a dog. And while being in the body of a dog, if he remembers that he was a prime minister, then he could not accept the fact that now he becomes a dog and his life will be miserable. But if a jiva is given the body of a dog and he doesn't remember anything about his past life, he will enjoy the life of a dog. Yeah. Another best example is Indra. Yes. So he was cursed that he will become a pig. And yes, finally he became a pig. He didn't remember that he was the king of heaven. And he enjoyed the life. When Lord Brahma came, Lord Brahma told this pig, who is Indra, saying that, okay, now your time is up. You have to go back to your original position as the king of heaven. And this pig said, oh, no, 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 I'm happy to live here. I have my wife, I have my kids, and we are all happy. You see, forgetfulness is a big blessing. Yeah, it's a big blessing. Otherwise, it's also become miserable for us if we remember so many things in the past. Sometimes we have to thank Krishna that we have this forgetfulness. Sometimes, yes. But of course, like smartavya, satatam viso, vismartavyo najatike. Always try to remember Krishna and never forget Krishna. Yeah, this is the main principle. Yeah. But forgetting something, like, when it comes, for me personally, when I forget something, where I put some stuff, or when I forget some sloka like this, I just think about Krishna. All right, it's your desire, and that's it. When it comes, it will come. When it comes, it will come. That's it. It's you, Krishna. You give this forgetfulness. Yes, that's how we deal. Yeah, remembrance, knowledge, forgetfulness comes from Krishna. Yeah, Vedanta Krit Veda Videva Jaham. Krishna is the knower of the Vedas because he is the Vedanta Krit. He is the compiler of the Vedas. Yes. So this is how Krishna enters into our heart as Paramatma, and he helps us to maintain ourselves on the personal level. Yes. So there are two ways here from text number 12 to 15, how Krishna maintains us, both in the cosmic level and also in the personal level. Yeah, especially as Paramatma. Yes. How big is the role of Paramatma? Srila Prabhupada explained. He gave the example like this. The Paramatma would tell a thief that in this house there are a lot of money. So you must try to steal from this guy. And then the Paramatma will tell also the house owner that be careful. One day there must be a thief. So be careful in keeping your stuff. That's how Krishna maintaining the living entity. Yeah, and he acts equally. Yeah, he acts equally both to the thief and also to the house owner. Yes. Okay. So up to this point, we see how Krishna is maintaining the living entities. And now we'll come to the this is a class from Srila Prabhupada. Yeah. A small cow, dog, it has not opened the eyes, but still immediately after birth, it's seeking for the nipples of the mother. So where from the knowledge comes? From his within, and that is from God. The other day I explained Vedas means just like this. Dictaphone machine is manufactured along with one literature is also compiled. So customers, they are given the delivery of the machine as well as the literature, how to use it. That is the Vedas. Therefore, Krishna says that Vedanta Krit, I'm the compiler of the Vedas. Because if he does not give the literature, then how he will use the machine? The manufacturer of the machine, he knows how to use it. What for it is, how to manipulate it. Everything is there. Yeah. So the Vedas is like the manual book. The manual book. So when you buy a product, there is a manual book how to operate the product. So the material world is created along with the Vedas. Yeah. Krishna creates the Vedas in order for us to operate. Yeah. How we should operate. So Krishna has given us the direction. Okay. So now the summary of Vedanta Sutra. Yes, in 3 verses, can you imagine? Like Krishna is so kind here. He will give us the summary of the Vedanta Sutra. Yeah. There are 2 classes of being, the fallible and the infallible. In the material world, every living entity is fallible, and in the spiritual world, every living entity is called infallible. Yeah. So there is Ksara and Aksara. Yeah. The living entities are eternally separated parts and parcels of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When they are in contact with material world, they are called Jiva Bhuta. And the Sanskrit words given here, Shara Sarvani Bhutani, means that they are fallible. Those who are in oneness with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, however, are called infallible. Oneness does not mean that they have no individuality, but that there is no disunity. They are all agreeable to the purpose of the creation. Of course, in the spiritual world, there is no such a thing as creation. But since the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as stated in the Vedanta Sutra, is the source of all emanation, that conception is explained. Okay. What is the first thing here? Ksara Sarvani Bhutani. Yeah. Ksara means the fallible, yeah, the conditioned living entity. And another one is Aksara, or the infallible. So basically there is condition and then there is liberated living entities. So the first thing that we learn here is that there are two types of living entities. One is conditioned, one is liberated. Yeah, this is called Ksara and Aksara. So Krishna mentioned here, Ksara Sarvani Bhutani, those who are in the material world, yes, they are all fallible. They are all conditions. But of course, what Krishna meant here is that the Nitya Bhada, yes, but there are some jivas who are coming down from the spiritual world, who are taking part in the pastimes of the Lord and also the acharyas, yes, in order to liberate the jivas. So they are not belong to the category of ksara. Okay, so that is first from the Vedanta Sutra. Yeah, there are two types of living entities. One is ksara and the other is aksara. Next one is, besides these two, there is the greatest living personality, the Supreme Soul, the imperishable Lord Himself, who has entered the three worlds and is maintaining them. Yeah. The Upanishadic verse runs as follows: Nityo Nityanam Chetanas Chetananam. The purport is that amongst all the living entities, both conditioned and liberated, there is one supreme living entity, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who maintains them and gives them all the facility of enjoyment according to the different work. That Supreme Personality of Godhead is situated in everyone's heart as Paramatma. A wise man who can understand Him is eligible to attain perfect peace, not others. Yes? So, second thing that we learn here, yes, apart from the Ksara and Aksara types of living entities, there is another person who is the Supreme, yes, and that is Krishna. Yeah. Srila Prabhupada quotes this verse from the Upanishad here. Nityo Nityanas Chetanam Chetananam Eko Bahunam Yo Vidadatika. So Eko Bahunam Yo Vidadatika. This one person, this one Eka, yeah, this one supreme living entity, Vidadatika, he fulfills all the desires of all other living entities, both conditioned and liberated. Yeah. So that's the second one that we learn from the Vedanta Sutra. You see, in 3 minutes, you will know what is the summary of the Vedanta Sutra. Yeah, you can give class on this and people will become astonished. You know, imagine you sit on the Vyasasana and you tell the devotees, you know, who have read the Vedanta Sutra here? Maybe only a few. Yeah, Vedanta Sutra has 24 sutras. Yeah. It's a small book. Yeah, Narada Muni. Yeah. So you can ask the devotees, how many of you have read the Vedanta Sutra? None of them. Let's imagine. Now I will tell you what are the summary. You tell boom, 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 and people will become astonished. Yeah, I'm just kidding. But this is true. Yes, by studying the Bhagavad Gita, you will understand this, the summary of the Vedanta Sutra. Okay, Krishna is the topmost being. And then the last one is that because I am transcendental beyond both the fallible and the infallible, and because I am the greatest, I am celebrated both in the world and in the Vedas as that supreme person. Okay, no one can surpass the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Neither the conditioned soul nor the liberated soul. He is therefore the greatest personalities. Now it is clear here that the living entities and the Supreme Personality of Godhead are individuals. The difference is that living entities, either in the conditioned state or in the liberated state, cannot surpass in quantity the inconceivable potency of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay, so this is the last one. Yeah, Krishna is the greatest personality. Okay, so what are the summary of the Vedanta Sutra? First, there are two types of jivas. Yeah, There is Kshara and Aksara. There is fallible, infallible. There is conditioned and liberated. And beyond these two types of living entities, there is super soul. Yes, and they are not, and this super soul is not in the category both liberated and conditioned. Yeah, totally separated person. And then the third is that Krishna is the supreme person. Yes, whether one is completely liberated, still he cannot surpass the position of the Lord. Therefore, Lord Krishna, known as the Asama Urdhva, nobody can be equal to him and what to speak of surpassing him or higher than him. Yes. So this is the summary of the Vedanta Sutra. Good luck. Yes. By understanding this, actually, this is a complete knowledge. Yes. Ultimately, what is the purpose of studying of the Vedas? Yeah, Vedanta Krit, Veda Vid, Devachaham. Krishna should be known. Yes. So Krishna Tattva should be known. That is the purpose of studying the Vedas. So there is that beautiful analogy in chapter 2. Yeah. Where Krishna mentioned that all the purposes of the small wells can be at once served by a great reservoir of water. Yeah. So all the purposes of the Vedas can be served at once by those who know the purpose of the Vedas. Yes, the purpose of the Vedas is to know Krishna. Yeah. If you know Krishna to be the ultimate goal of the Vedic study, then the study is complete. There are so many great rishis, great demigods. They could study the Vedas for millions of years. Yes. But unless one comes to the conclusion that Krishna is the supreme person and one must surrender to him, then the study is incomplete. Yeah, because the Veda is vast by nature. Yes, Traigunya Visaya Veda, Nistraigunya Bhavarjuna. Yes. And most of the Vedas, they are tainted by the Karma Kandiya section. Yes. Karma Kandiya section is nice for those who are materialistic people. Or if you do this ritual, you will get this. You will get the promotion to heaven, and you will enjoy for thousands of years, celestial years. Yes. After long live in the heaven, then when the pious activities, the result of the pious activities is finished, then one has to come back again. And then again, repeating the same thing. Yeah, this is called the Puna Charvita Charvita Charvananam. Yeah, Prahlad Maharaj mentioned that chewing the chew. Yeah, we are constantly doing this. Yes, without realizing that we've been doing this for many lifetimes, isn't it? Yes. But somehow or other, now we come to the conclusion of the Vedas that Krishna is the supreme person and we must surrender to him. Yeah. So that the summary of the Vedanta Sutra. Yes. And then text 19 is explaining whoever knows Krishna, he knows everything. Yes. Whoever knows me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead without doubt, without doubting, is the knower of everything. He therefore engages himself in full devotional service to me, O son of Bharata. Yeah. The imperfect knower goes on simply speculating about the absolute truth, but the perfect knower, without wasting his valuable time, engages directly in Krishna consciousness, the devotional service of the Supreme Lord. Throughout the whole Bhagavad Gita, this fact is being stressed at every step, and still there are so many stubborn commentators on Bhagavad Gita who consider the supreme absolute truth and the living entities to be one and the same. The word bhajati is very significant. In many places, the word bhajati is expressed in relationship with the service to the Supreme Lord. If a person is engaged in full Krishna consciousness, in devotional service of the Lord, it is to be understood that he has understood all the Vedic knowledge. But if anyone, after speculating for hundreds of thousands of lives, does not come to the point that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and that one has to surrender there, all his speculation for many years and lives is useless waste of time. Yes, Sama eva hi kevalam. So Krishna is boldly mentioned here. Yes, Yomam evam asambuddho janati purushotamam. Those who understand me to be the Purushottama, yeah, to be the Supreme Person, Janati Purushottama, Sasarva Vid. That means he knows everything. Is that true? One who knows Krishna knows everything. Someone asked me, like, Prabhu, this verse, because he has a doubt. Naturally, people will have a doubt, right? Sasarva Vid, Bhajantimam Sarva Pavena Bharata, with all his love, he will worship me, Bhajanti. For that part of the verse is not confused, but this word, yes, Yumameva Masamudo Janati Purushottama Sasarvavin. Those who are not bewildered and knowing perfectly that Krishna is the Purushottama, the Supreme Person, that means he knows everything. Yes, it is confirmed in this verse that whoever knows Krishna, he knows everything. What is our understanding on this? If you know Krishna, you become Krishna's devotee. Does that mean that you know everything? Yes, Anuradha Mataji. What is your view on this? Yes, please.
It means whatever is required, Krishna will reveal to you. He'll tell you what needs to be done whenever required. And that's what is my understanding. So in that way, you get to know whatever is required. That means you'll know everything.
Yes, that's nice. Yes, yes, Krishna will reveal. Yes, Krishna will reveal because he said that Mata Smritir Jnana, he will give the knowledge, yes, to the devotees. The main thing, he will give us the understanding how to come out from this material world. As Srila Prabhupada mentioned, after hundreds and thousands of lifetimes, if one does not surrender, then it's simply a waste of time. So whatever zero that you know, you have millions of zero, but if one is missing, then there is no value, right? So whatever required, that's nice point. I like that word. Whatever is required, Krishna will reveal. Srila Prabhupada, in this one of his lecture, narrating very famous story. I think you have heard this one. So there was one great scholar, one great scholar and a boatman. Yeah. So this scholar, yeah, you probably have heard this nice story. Yes, this scholar would like to cross a river. Yes. So while crossing the river, so he feels bored, and he was asking this boatman, my dear boatman, do you know how many stars there in the sky? And he said that, my dear sir, I'm just a simple man. I don't know anything about the star. And then this man said, oh, then 25% of your life is finished. Yeah, and then he kept going, asking another question. And this boatman said, oh, I don't know anything about that, sir. And then he said, 50% of your life is finished. And then he goes on, boasting about his knowledge, so-called knowledge. And this boatman said, well, I don't know, sir. And he said that 75% of your life is finished. And then now suddenly the rain and then storm came, and then the boat is leaking, the water entering the boat. And then the boatman asked, sir, you know how to swim? And this guy said, I don't know. And then this boatman, before jumping into the river, he said, then 100% of your life is finished. So whatever required. It seems that this boatman doesn't know anything about the question that he was asking. But in such a situation, so if you don't know how to swim, then your life is finished. Yes, so similarly, whatever great knowledge that we have, if it doesn't help us to surrender to Krishna and finally to get out from this material world, then it's a great loss. Yeah, Sramaya Keva, Dharma Sanustita Pumsam, Visvakshana Katha Suyaha, Padayat Yadi Ratim Sramaya Keva. Whatever knowledge you have, if that does not help you to invoke the attraction toward Krishna, yes, then now Yadi Rati means the attraction to Krishna. Then what is the point? Yeah, then it's a great loss. Yes, Srama eva hi kevalam means simply wasting time. Yeah, so that's nice. Yeah. So knowing Krishna means knowing everything in the sense of Krishna will reveal what is required for us to get out from this material. Yeah. Yes. And then this is the Sruti file. Yes. Iti guhyatamam sastram. Krishna said, this is the confidential. Yes. This is the most confidential part of the Vedic scriptures, O sinless one. And it is disclosed now by me. Whoever understands this will become wise, and his endeavors will know perfection. Yes. The Lord clearly explained here that this is the substance of all the biblical scriptures. And one should understand this as it is given by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thus, one will become intelligent and perfect in knowledge, in transcendental knowledge. I highlighted this part. Yeah, it's very important. In other words, by understanding this philosophy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and engaging in his transcendental service, everyone can become free from all contamination of the modes of material nature. Okay. Devotional service is a process of spiritual understanding. Wherever devotional service exists, the material contamination cannot coexist. Devotional service to the Lord and the Lord himself are one and the same because they are spiritual. Devotional service takes place within the internal energy of the Supreme. Okay, so this is the summary and the Phalasruti. Yes, the result of hearing. Srila Prabhupada continued. Purport. Everyone must take this consciousness of Krishna and engage in devotional service to become intelligent and purified. Unless one comes to this position of understanding Krishna and engages in devotional service, however intelligent he may be in the estimation of some common man, he is not perfectly intelligent. While one is performing devotional service in the association of pure devotees in full Krishna consciousness, there are certain things which require to be vanquished altogether. The most important thing one has to surmount is weakness of the heart. The first fall down is caused by the desire to lord it over material nature. Thus one gives up the transcendental loving service of the Supreme Lord. The second weakness of the heart is that as one increases the propensity to lord over the material nature, he becomes attached to matter and possession of matter. The problems of material existence are due to this weakness of the heart. Yeah. Sudram Hridaya Daurbalyam. This is explained to Lord Krishna to Arjuna in the beginning of the Bhagavad Gita. Just give up this weakness of the heart. When the heart becomes weak, then we will give up Krishna consciousness. Yeah, that is for sure. Yes. And Prabhupada explained that when the living entities try to load it over the material nature, and this is the first step of falling down. Yes, that is the weakness of the heart. Yes. So great determination or Dridha Vrata. Dridha Vrata means with full determination, one must serve the Lord. Yes, unless we get this Dridha Vrata, then the the heart becomes weak. What is a nice point here from Srila Prabhupada's purport, he mentioned here clearly that while engaging in devotional service in the association of pure devotee, sometimes you are thinking how to find this constant association of pure devotees. So unfortunately, until now, we still don't have the device to measure who is pure, who is not. Yeah. But simply associating with those who are serious in devotional service, those who are chanting properly his rounds, those who are following the four regulative principles nicely, then he's pure devotee. Yeah. He's a pure devotee. Yeah. Srila Prabhupada was asked how many pure devotees in ISKCON. Prabhupada said, how many people following the four regulative principles and chant 16 rounds? So that much pure devotee we have in ISKCON. So there are so many pure devotees in ISKCON. Yeah, that we must seek their association. Yeah, because devotional service cannot be performed alone, especially in the age of Kali Yuga. Therefore, Sankirtan means Sangha Kirtan. Yes, and I heard one explanation from one senior devotee. He said that sometimes we think that Sankirtan is only we sit together, we chant the holy names, or we go out to dispute books, But even while performing any other services together with other devotees, this is Sankirtan. Yes. And then I asked question, okay, when we cook together, we build up the potatoes with some other devotees. Is that also Sankirtan? And he said, when the mood is in order to please Guru and Krishna, yes, that is Sankirtan. And one thing also I remember from Indra Prabhu's lecture, he said that this Damodar Lila is none other than Sankirtan movement. Yes. All this collection of the ropes of all the gopis. Yes. Because Krishna is not so selfish. Yes. Krishna wants, Krishna is ready to be bound unless all the devotees cooperate together. And all this rope in Raj was brought together. And that's how Krishna sees that, yes, this is Sankirtan. So Sankirtan is not limited just to chant the holy names. Of course, that is like the general understanding of Sankirtan. But when we perform devotional service in the association of all other devotees, that is Sankirtan. Yeah, that is Sankirtan. So that is the conclusion of this chapter. Yes, surrendering to Krishna, understanding Krishna, perform devotional service in the association of devotees. Yeah, therefore Lord Chaitanya was instructed by Srila Iswarapuri, Nache Gau Bhakta Sangi Kuru Sankirtan, Krishna Nam Upades Tarasa Alujan. Yeah, Nache Gau Bhakta Sangi. Please chant the holy name, dance in a kirtan, and Bhakta Sangi in the association of devotees. Yes. If he accepts this order from his spiritual master, then we must follow as Guru Bhakta. Yes, we cannot just chant alone. We must chant in the association of devotees. Yeah, you can feel it actually when you chant your japa at home alone. Yeah, even during Brahma Muhurta time, and when you come to the temple and chant japa along with other devotees. Yeah, it's so powerful. We must make a program that when I was in Cambodia, so I used to make a program during our Sunday feast, So after the lecture, before Prashada, so I request all the devotees and the guests just sit for 10 minutes. We'll take our beads. We will chant together on the same speed. Yeah, on the same speed. Nobody should chant too fast, in order just to complete this round. No, chant together on the same speed. Yeah, pay attention to the holy name. And that's so powerful, believe me. Yeah, believe me, this is called Sankirtan. Okay, so chapter 15, just to summarize this, Purushottama Yoga. In the beginning, Krishna explained about the perverted reflection of the material world. He gave the example of the Aswata or the banyan tree, which is upside down. Yes, this is the reflection. Prabhupada explained, we can find this tree only on the banks of a lake. or a river. Yeah. And that's not the real tree that we see. That is just the reflection. Yeah. And how to come out from this entanglement of this material tree? Through detachment. Asanga sastrena. Sastrena means the weapon. By the weapon of asanga. Detachment. Okay. And Krishna further explained about the transmigration of the living entities from one body to another body. And we see how Krishna is the maintainer of all the creation. Yes. Both on the cosmic level and also personal level. And Krishna summarized the Vedanta Sutra. And finally, Krishna explained the Tattva about himself. If we carefully understand about Krishna Tattva, that means we knows everything. And this knowledge is very confidential. In the last verse, Krishna explained, Iti Guhyatamam Sastram, Idam Uttam Maya Naga. Yeah. This knowledge is very confidential. So that's for now. I will end up here. Some of you will have some meeting from with Nawadri Sachimat. Were there any questions or comments before I close this session today? Otherwise, please read the chapter 16 about the divine and demoniac nature. Then hopefully to see all of you again on Sunday morning. Yes, Srila Prabhupada, Hare Krishna.